talk about a Neltharus key. This is a tyrannical plus 21. And to be honest, I don't know too much about this key. I just looked through some mobs and I realized that I have basically no fucking idea about what they actually do, because it's mostly just random things about cast, but there's a lot of frontals, and since it's a tyrannical, the mobs have been rather meaningless. Keep in mind that this is a tyrannical. You should not pull this big on a fortified key, and I am pulling a bit big for a tyrannical, even, especially considering it's with pugs. So we've got the Ore Elementals, which is kind of whatever. They just shield themselves unless the Kalashi Thaumaturge is allowed to cast through the kickable ability, which is called whatever it is called. Not Magma Confag, that's a channel on someone. You can stun it and stop that. But if it channels through that ability, one Ore Elemental will like infused with fire and start pulsing fire damage, so you really want to kick that. You can also reflect the channel if you are like solo running into this room and nobody else is in line of sight. It should cast on you, but they got in line of sight. So there's two frontals, or one or two frontals up to this point. Then there's also two tank busters from the Thunderer and from the Spine Crusher. The Spine Crusher is only doing a tank buster, and the Thunderer is doing a frontal as well. And then there's the Thaumaturge, but they're really not that hard considering these mobs are this big. You know, it's kind of like fake size. I don't know. That's about those mobs. We're gonna eat ahead and go to first boss. Just got one main thing. It's a bit of a damage check, also a healer check. It does bust. He within time he's going to, what is the ability called? Volatile Mutation, which increases his damage dealt by, I don't know how much actually. Could check it, but let's not worry about that. Just worry about that it's going to be increasingly more damage. If he's standing in a fire puddle, I am keeping him in a fire puddle on that, well, it's on that spray, it's just my bad. If he stands in a fire puddle, I think it's a 50% damage increase, so do not keep him in that. He does a random lava spray on people, which hurts quite a bit, but not too much. There's a massive AoE which sticks around for a very long time. This is a lot of damage, so use your defensives, help your healer whenever you feel like it. And he charges, and when he charges and hits the wall, he shits out of his ass and puts poo poo, which goes on players. Like wherever a player is standing, it goes there. So try to stay a bit spread and keep some nice gaps in between, or try to stay very stacked. Don't rush getting to the boss, just dodge it and go. Not a big deal. I'm surprised they'll leave that. This boss is very disgusting as a Prot warrior. Like, I can't help whatsoever. It wasn't too much fun, not gonna lie. But that's this boss. Kite him around. I think you can maximize damage more and so forth. He accidentally faced the breath towards everyone. Don't do that. You can obviously optimize how you are facing the charge and so forth, but I think it's not a big deal. Just dodge. Then we're going across. We have this interesting thing here, which is burning chains. You can click those chains, but be careful, they fucking hurt. But you can click it, drag it through, and it deals massive amounts of damage. These hunters are doing two things. They're throwing spears on people, which, if it hits there, I think they're rooted to the ground and they cannot attack for 10 seconds. Probably hurts a lot as well. They also charge players and puts a bleed on them. But we're not using the chain here because there's a bigger pull later to use it on. There's the Kalashi Overlord or whatever he's called. He has Overseer Lahar, sorry. Burning Roar, kick that, it's an AoE happening around you, and then he also does a smash, rush, dodge that. Not a big deal. Here I'm just chaining, picking up the birds do literally nothing. Pennies does a frontal, and again the hunters do the spears and the bleed. Gonna finish the overseer and chain more trainees. Then there's a new mob here, which is a bone tender. Tosses bones at random people and also has a kickable cast, I believe. Got it by spear. That is a lot of damage. Look, they are at what? 60%? 40, 60, 50. That's like 25% damage. At least on the bone tender. So it's a lot. They're definitely worth using. But they do fucking hurt. So I wouldn't have anyone else in this group use them. Maybe the warrior if he's ready with leap. And I think I could leap out as well, but I don't want to kill anyone, so I use spellblock and shield wall, and I was still about to die. The priest could disperse and use it. Alright, next boss coming up. This is a really easy boss in my opinion. It's a pretty good boss as well, because there's no rush really. Just don't rush it, and then you're fine. He does a magma wave, and he does the same thing as hunters. He jumps on people. The funny thing about this boss is he can jump on totems and he can jump on ads. So here he's jumping on the healer, but I'm pretty sure he's going to jump on a Boomies fairy. And I am not sure if he targets the furthest away target or not, but it might be. These spears are put on 3 people. You can reflect that, by the way. They put on 3 people, and you want to break them by walking the boss through the chains, and once he is walking through, he gets stunned and takes, I think, 50% increased damage for this duration. So this is when you pop and when you pump. There he jumped on a fairy, not on a person, which is pretty busted. You can have totems and fairies and whatever. Yeah, I think you can reflect the spear. The grounding spear. Let me see. Yes, does damage to boss. But I can't affect this tank right because it's not targeting me, so it's for DPS players. Alright, enough of that. If you do not break the chains within what is it, 30 seconds? 25 seconds, he's going to do a lot of fucking damage. During this phase you just dodge and you're still alive. Here we're doing another massive pull. Do not do this on a fortified week. There's bone tenders here, we know about those. So a few casts and then trainees. We're going to clear all the way to the phoenixes because we want to, well, do not stand on this carpet, by the way. This carpet makes things invisible. Need 3 to stun. You have to drag the boss through every chain that is up. Puts the spear on 3 people and you have to drag the boss through every chain that is up, and then he gets stunned. We're going to click this soup here and we all get 3 chunks of food which gives us 60% movement speed. on out of combat, sorry, but the priest is dumb and walks through the mob and pulls it, so we're losing a lot of time. Pulling this together, I would probably not. This would be rough on fortified as well, by the way. Positive thing is that we do not have raging then, so easier to stun, casts, and so forth. Next pack, we just move past this. I think we ass pull it somehow. Yep, they ass pull it. And we're wiping. And we're running. Like, how much time are we spending running here? Well, we lost. Two and a half minutes on that. I do not think this is how you would play this room later on, by the way, and especially not on a fortified week. I think you would try to skip this commander if you can. I haven't checked if he's got the eye or not. But the small lava guys, they just cast on people. Kick it does hurt. The big guy does two things, one AoE and, well, two AoEs. One random, which you just dodge, dance the ground, and this one that is targeted on each player. Do not stack spread with it. We've got blacksmiths and we've got, what are they called, iron torches. Blacksmiths does an AoE cast, basically a stomp, which is dealing damage to every player. Mode of combustion, I am actually not quite sure what it does. Let me see. And okay, it's also putting basically a bleed on us. It's not a bleed though. Okay, so it's a dot and then it explodes and deals damage. What I think you want to do after this point though, after killing that pack, is that you want to jump down and play these two packs and play the boss without going to the other side. This shit slaps. These next mobs wanna really hard focus the Forge Broth monstrosity. It pulses fire damage constantly and it's a lot. You don't really want to chain that with blacksmiths, it's just too much damage. Kind of lower keys, but pretty disgusting. And the iron torches is a frontal cast. That's it. We're skipping the second pack here, but we are playing the opposite side. I would recommend playing these. Do not stand on the fire rings, it does fucking hurt. I am trolling on this boss, by the way. As a warrior, you do not necessarily want to charge back in. You want to... He goes Might of the Forge and he slams AoE like 3 ticks, I think. Everyone in the group, Blazing Ages, is targeted on specific people and puts across shit from you. Do not stand in it. Dance. Heated Swings attacks you 3 times and knocks you back, and if you charge after the knockback, you're gonna get back to the boss and that way put the puddle in a bad space. Don't really do that. There's several ways to deal with the tank buster, but it doesn't hurt too bad, right? I'm using shield wall there and I'm trolling for jumping back. Shield wall, but you can also just victory rush after 1 tick and that way you should live, and it shouldn't even kill you without defensives, to be honest. And I am actually doing it again, by the way. I'm getting knocked and I'm charging back in. And I'm charged. No, I didn't do it yet, but I will do it now after this. But that is basically this boss. Nothing too special. He does hurt though. After the boss is dead, you can pick up the shield if you have 25 in blacksmithing. The cauldron before requires 25 cooking, by the way. If you have 25 in blacksmithing, you can pick up the shield, and it's a one-time use, which does a lot of damage, I think. I haven't tried it because I don't have blacksmithing. And here I get hit and I'll be almost wiped, but I'm alive. Is there a reason why I'm alive? I pulse potted on the way. Does he have demo shot applied? He does. Without demo shot applied there, I would have been dead. Here's another good time to use your food, by the way. And I think if you play what I just said, that you play this pack and jump down and play the 2 packs there, you would just suicide afterwards. And go to the start and skip these 2 guys, because these 2 guys hurt a lot. Especially on fortified, I wouldn't play just these 2 guys. Doesn't feel like it's worth it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get them down, and I'm wasting a lot of time here. And I'm saying, watch out, I'm gonna use chain, and then they're still dead because they're standing in it. The priest is actually coming running here. Stop it. Here you want to focus the lava bears is dropping lava puddles constantly. The blaze wing is pulsing AoE, and the wardens are doing frontals and tank busters. Not a big deal. We got lava mancers here. They have a cast, basically pyroblast or something. Then they also do a shield whilst they are summoning adds from what I don't know what the spell is called. It is called Tsunami. Break the shield so you can kick the cast, because otherwise you're gonna be swarming with lava spawns. And dodge poop on the ground in general. Last boss is a bit interesting in my opinion. Pick up these gold stashed coins, whatever, they are going to respawn constantly. When you pick them up, you get a curse on you which ticks. Been massively nerfed, but it ticks for quite a lot of damage. You can stoneform it or decurse it or anything. We've got a double decurse, so we're having everyone pick up items as much as possible. What you do is it activates your extraction button and you can break the shield. It deals a lot of damage to the boss, but it only deals damage to a shield. So use them. You can also even pre-use them. Just don't forget to keep on dancing during this part. And afterwards he takes increased damage, I'm 90% sure. And it's different items, by the way. What I just had is a wand which automatically targets the boss. And the ads, but just cleave them down and kite them. And you can pre-use, but I'm not doing that now because it's crowded at the boss. And I used it for no reason because the shield was broken, but I didn't care. I didn't pay attention to it. It does not matter. My damage is beyond shit on this fight, mostly because I'm not playing for damage because time has not been the issue, and I'm focusing on picking up items. This is a flower. When I press it, it should be an AoE around me. Then there is an orb which you also have to click the ground. He also does a frontal, dodge that. That's about it. Shouldn't be a big deal at all. He's actually not too hard after the changes and nerfs. As melee, you should try to upgrade it towards ranged, because you have a very easy time dodging as a melee compared to what you do as a ranged. That was it. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.